Here at CrossRoads Church, part of our vision statement is to compassionately impact our world, and we really believe that that starts right here in our own city. Now, through the leadership of Lori Whitaker and local initiatives, we've been giving priority to the single-parent home and the vulnerable youth. Now, through this journey, we have learned so much about the needs of our city, and we've been able to partner with some great organizations and our schools. And it's through this relationship with our schools that we have actually been able to start what happened with CrossRoads Cares initiative. And so back in March, when COVID caused the schools to close their doors, Lori was immediately on the phone talking with her various contacts around the school system. And she was asking them, what are you going to be doing to support the most vulnerable kids, the vulnerable students that you care for? And how can we be a part of that? We then asked you as our church family what you could be doing to help us. And we asked that you bring food, and we asked that you would sign up to volunteer. And you guys, it was amazing what you guys did. I'm still blown away when I think back at how quickly everything happened. Within a few days, we had incredible amounts of food. So now we've got this full gym of food. We've got a long list of volunteers, of people ready to jump in and do as we ask. And we were starting to create these care packages. And so as time went on, the story unfolded as we learned more of the needs, and we were able to really address some of those needs. Now we really feel like it's the right time for us to transition out of this work, and we really want to take an opportunity just to look back and reflect. And in that, we want to speak with people who have different perspectives than our own. And so today we've actually brought in a special guest, Nicole Goodwin. She is actually a community liaison worker with Red Deer Public Schools. And so we've asked that Nicole come in and just share a bit about what the perspectives have been in terms of the past with our relationship with them, as well as the current, and also looking forward. And so we welcome you, Nicole. Just thank you so much for coming and spending some time with us. It's great to have you here.
Thank you. I'm excited for this unique opportunity to thank the church for everything that they've supplied for our vulnerable families within the school district. It's been beyond imaginable that within a couple days of COVID and schools closing down, that everything's been mobilized to ensure that these families and these children have food on their dinner tables for 3 meals a day. It's been amazing. Absolutely.
That's awesome. So why don't you share a little bit? I know you wanted to share a little bit of the past and the present and the future. So can you share a little bit about the past with our relationships with the schools?
Absolutely. So a lot of volunteers with the CrossRoads Church have impacted schools in various levels when it comes to the breakfast programs, coming in early in the mornings to help prepare those meals, because we know at the school level that maybe some of the volunteers might not see is it's hard to learn when all the kid can think of is hunger in their belly or when they're going to get their next meal. And so it's really important to ensure that we're meeting those first basic needs to ensure that we're getting a good quality school day out of them and lots of learning. And then when it comes to family work, we've had volunteers from CrossRoads step up to the plate and come out and take families grocery shopping and helping a mom connect with those in the community so then she's less isolated.
Mm-hmm. Awesome. Mm-hmm. And what about, how was this season during COVID? How has that partnership really strengthened what you guys are able to do with the kids?
So us as CLWs, we already work with vulnerable families, so we know kind of their needs that they already have. But when schools are closed, the kids are home more throughout the day. So they're not able to access the breakfast program, and they've been able to get the lunches delivered through the mustard seed. However, then we're looking at supper, right? So a lot of these families, some of them knew that maybe weren't on our radar and weren't already vulnerable, have lost jobs, or the domestic violence rate has increased here in Red Deer alone. So we've got mothers that have had to flee different family homes. And so finances just aren't there like they used to be. So if we can provide these food hampers, which are amazing quality food hampers, which it's been outstanding for these families that don't have anything in that. Yeah, so it's been amazing support. And I want to point out that it's not a handout as some outsiders might see it as being. It's more of a hand up and a helping hand up. We know it takes a village to raise children and to support these families because they're doing the best that they can with what they have.
Do you have any stories that we could share in terms of
Sure.
during this time?
Yeah, sure, absolutely. So I know some of the volunteers have helped to do the deliveries, and that's been wonderful. However, when you have a connection with a family and you know kind of their back history and what they're dealing with and what they're going through right now, it kind of gives a little bit more perspective in the value of what they're getting. So if I can share a story of a little boy that I delivered a food hamper to. I got the pleasure to deliver the amazing food hamper to, actually. So it included some kids' activities. And one of those activities that was included was a hula hoop. So for a lot of people, $1.25 hula hoop isn't a big item. But when you drop off that hula hoop with a box of food to a family and you see the light up of that little boy, you see the smile, you see the little sparkle in his eye, that is why we do what we do, right? And it's hard for people to see that or to understand that when all they're doing is dropping off food. But I think it's important for the church to know that sparkle and that light up of that little boy that might not have had anything to play with outside, might not have had a toy. Or if you think of a mom that fled domestic violence and had to leave everything behind because it was an emergency. So that coloring book and that crayons, that gives some normalcy to that family and to those children when they're sitting at the dinner table when they don't have any toys. So it not only helps the kids to give them that normalcy, but the pressure off the parents and off the mother and off of the single dads to take that pressure off of them and seeing their child, because nobody wants to see children sad or disappointed in things that they can't understand that's in the larger picture. So a coloring book or $1.25 hula hoop, it doesn't seem like a lot, but in these kids' eyes and these families' eyes, that is a lot. Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah.
Thank you for that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, and I know we've talked a little bit on the phone about what the future might look like for partnership with Red Deer Public and CrossRoads Church. Can you share a little bit about that?
So it's a unique opportunity for the church to stay involved with Red Deer Public, whether it's volunteers that continue wanting to help with the breakfast program, which is great, and all schools greatly appreciate any type of support. We're excited to see what holds in the future, and we're very appreciative for whatever support that might look like going forward. And I just want to say a sincere thank you to all of the volunteers and those that donated. I know it's hard to understand the impact that you've had, both in the past, during COVID, and what the future may hold. But we're giving hope to these families that very well might have not had any beforehand. Yeah.
That's awesome. Thank you so much, Nicole.
Yeah.
So I just want to say that we are looking forward to whatever is going to happen in the future with Red Deer Public. We look forward to just seeing what doors will open. But in the meantime, I just want to ask you to tune in next week as we talk to Byron Bradley from the Mustard Seed, and we'll be just hearing more about this partnership with them as well. So thank you so much and have a great week.